This is no bullshit gaming podcast, 2.5 gamers. Sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We are definitely not discussing the latest industry news, but having so much fun. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously.
Yes. All right, go Matej, go.
Welcome everybody. This is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast, and you've heard that already from Samuel. So this is session number 68. Today we are talking about Floodrush. So there's like some session number mix-up because we are recording this very close to each other and very close to the one that we did with Nightcrawls and soft launching in the US. So, you know, I know you most probably don't know what I'm talking about, but you will see in the next episode. we switched the numbers because we decided to do. And guess what? It's our podcast, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. So anyway, my name is Matej Lančarič. You're a consultant for 10 years. Soft launch and global launch 35 games. Thanks.
I'm Felix Braberg. I'm an ad monetization consultant. I've helped clients earn over $100 million in ad revenue.
And I'm Jakub Remia, your product game design consultant.
Yeah, your hosts. Amazing. You know, you see? Easy. So what are we talking about today? Another new week, new soft launch game by Supercell called Floodrush. So, basically it's a Squad Busters, but kind of worse and without the Supercell IP.
I heard the term bootleg Squad Busters from some videos.
I mean, it's not worse, actually. I thought it's worse, but it's a matter of opinion, obviously. It feels very not Supercell-ish, honestly.
It has its advantages and disadvantages, I would say. We'll go into detail.
Yes, but the thing is, if I didn't know this is a game from Supercell, I wouldn't say this is Supercell. So, I mean, nothing says this is Supercell, and it doesn't definitely look like it's from Supercell. So let's see. But honestly, it's a very early prototype. So that's the first thing. I thought it's actually not as great as Squad Busters, but then I actually I'm pretty good at this game. Well, I know you can't believe that, but I actually won multiple times, so it's already way better.
Are you playing on computer?
No. Yes, because you know that's the problem. How to install this game again? So VPN, and you need to have Android 12. But thanks to the fact that I'm actually still in the US in Santa Barbara, I don't even need to use the VPN. So I just had to switch from my Google Slovakian account to my US clients accounts that I use, and there you go. But man, Android. Oh my God. How I hate Android. I found out now that it really sucks. I mean, the game plays...
You're going to trigger Remo, man.
I hope so. So, I mean, how can anyone play this game? I mean, So I will take that back. The game plays fine on Android device. But last time when we talked about the Squad Busters, I was playing on my iPhone, streaming it to my MacBook. It was perfect. No glitch, nothing. It was working well. Now I tried to stream the fucking Android tablet to my MacBook. It's just choppy. It's slow. Terrible experience.
Just don't buy a shitty tablet.
Well, okay. So this is a tablet that I bought for my daughter to actually play the kids games.
You're complaining about you being cheap, not.
Well, wait a second. Jakub, tell me what kind of phone you have and where did you play this game? You fucking idiot.
I have an old phone. So
I have an old phone. He couldn't even play the game on his phone. He just had to borrow his wife's phone because he's fucking cheap. And now he's telling me
let's get back to the game. Let's get back to the game.
Okay. So, listeners, like this is Jakub. This is exactly.
I'm buying a new phone this year, man. I just
I'm buying a new phone.
Oh, can we talk about the game?
Okay. Well, you can talk about the game. You complained last time that it was really boring. So tell me
Which
what's
one?
the game about.
Yeah, okay, let's start.
No. Felix should start. Yeah. Felix should start. He's very. It was so boring. I almost fell asleep
No, that
twice.
was a recording. That was a recording.
Oh,
the recording of you guys.
Really? Jesus Christ. Nevertheless, the game was launched, or soft launched in English-speaking countries mostly, and then like US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, Singapore. And I found out very interesting things when I was installing the game. So I actually saw an ad on Google Play for Floodrush. So this means a few things. This is not closed beta. I'm not sure like why I thought this is actually closed beta, because then I opened up the Floodrush website and it says like fucking biggest headline ever, open beta. Never mind. So this game is searchable, and you can run a UA on open beta. You can't do it on closed beta builds. That's like set in the guidelines. So
they're running UA on it.
Yes, it seems because this was like the first thing that popped up into my face was the ad for Floodrush, which is on Google because it's Google Play, right? So they're using Google Ads for UA, for at least like early UA, and this brought me to like few speculations. They're most probably as confident as with Squadbusters because they're driving traffic to this game with paid, which is obviously
because there's no Supercell IP in it.
Exactly. So, and this is open, so open beta,
everybody
not closed.
Can play it. Yep.
So everybody can play that. Also this game is definitely developed by a different cell than Squadbusters, and cell meaning different team within the Supercell. Yes. So I can maybe start with feedback, or you can go, Jakub, and then we can talk about the feedback and everything. And also at the end, let's also do the same thing that we did with Squadbusters.
The scoring, yeah.
The scoring, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, for those that are not watching the video stream that we are having on YouTube, the game is very, very similar to Squadbusters actually. So we can say it has that battle royale kind of essence in it, where you are placed in an island where there's multiple players. It's again PvP driven. Genre, I would say something between like battle royale and what's there, like army something. I don't know. I would say it's just like
army. What kind of genre is army something?
Yeah, I'm thinking, because the thing is that again we have this entity mechanic, meaning that we don't have like one hero to control, but we have just the hero is pretty much like the flag bearer here. He just controls the
it's terrible
of the army.
I hate it. The hero can't do anything besides there is obviously the what is the special ability there, yeah.
But that's we'll get there. Yeah, again, so it's battle royale with again like army entity hero, that the army is pretty much automatic. You don't control them, you just kind of move them somewhere and they follow your hero. If they get too stretched out from the hero, they suddenly speed up and like catch up.
So what we need to say is that this is tapping instead of controlling,
instead of thumbstick.
Yeah,
that's a very, very, very big difference, and my guess is that it's like very, very deciding factor in the fun part of the game, whereas the control scheme determines the smoothness of the gameplay, even the overall feel of it.
But you know what I don't get, because I played on the tablet, and if I played it on the phone, I couldn't, and I played with two hands actually, so I can't just use it as one hand. It's a portrait mode.
It's very tricky.
I don't get it.
To Squadbusters is very tricky because there you have one thumb for the thumbstick and the other thumb for casting abilities. Here you are playing it similar to Clash Royale pretty much. Like it's much more closer regarding control scheme to Clash Royale, where you need to manually select cards that you are summoning into your army. Then again, with that same finger, you're clicking on spells or abilities, and also you're clicking on the area where your character needs to move, and you picking stuff from chests, and that you need to do just with one finger. So
I have my tablet on the table and then just play it with one hand.
Yeah, and compared to Squad Busters, where there's a dedicated thumbstick for movement and then the other finger which uses the abilities, I would say this is probably a worst option, because in Clash Royale it works great because the map and everything, it's kind of much more structured. Here, some of the mechanics kind of overlap, which means that you get the mess. Like I'll get to it, but yeah.
Yeah, by the way,
Just to
I'm playing the game right now, and I'm gonna show this recording afterwards. So
yeah, we'll see.
you know how good I am.
Of course, you're gonna cut out only the battles that you win. We know.
No. It's gonna be one
Sounds like
recording. One sounds like Matej. Okay.
Anyway, let's continue. The good thing here is that it's much more PvP driven because there's the syncing mechanic, and this is, I think, one of the biggest problems that currently Squadbusters suffer from, where you're not really that motivated to do PvP there. You're actually getting pretty punished there because Squadbusters works on the gem rush premise where you need to hold as much gems as you can at the end of the game, whereas fighting other players doesn't really reward you that much. Where here in the Floodrush game, there's that like circle-based island that gets like pretty much sinking into the ocean,
Which
and you
is
have the usual battle royale
true
mechanic.
battle royale. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true battle royale, meaning that if you are in the water, your health is getting down, it can even kill you. So this is literally true battle royale, where the map gets smaller, and squishes you into the middle, where you are pretty much forced to fight other players. There's no way around it, and the mobs even kind of run against the units themselves. Like, I mean, your army and their army.
Jesus
So
Christ.
the PvP aspect and why you want to like battle people is much more, let's say, relevant here.
Yeah.
The other thing is that if you kill someone, they actually drop a shit ton of stuff that you want to use, because they drop a lot of these Taika bubbles, which is the energy. Like it's, think of it as the Clash Royale elixir that you use to power up your army. So you summon cards thanks to that. And killing a player which you already destroyed properly his army, because in order to being able to kill a player, you first need to destroy his army, because you need to clear the targets, as you cannot control your army and which target they choose. They just
which
randomly
sucks, by the way.
Yeah, which sucks hard, because you cannot like just snipe the hero and like, no, you can't.
I mean, in that case, it's good, because then, of course, like everybody would just go directly for a hero. And here now, you need to destroy the whole army, and then you can kill the hero.
Yeah, because there's no targets left. But still, if that hero walks into another army, he escapes, and you are then forced to fight another player.
Yeah, exactly. So I just finished second and killed 3 other people. So it's not bad. Way better than the last.
Yeah, but again, like the PvP thing is, I would say, much more smooth here. Like, I mean, the incentive, the mechanics, and like rewarding. Like, I really enjoy killing other people and like snowballing
of
over
course
them.
you do.
It's great. And the other really good thing is that here they solve perfectly the problem that you know who is stronger or
because of the number above
numbers.
Yeah,
because every player has a number above their head that tells how much units in their unit cost they have summoned. So you immediately see that like there's like level 38 on the left side of the screen and level 10 on the left side of the screen, and I'm level, I don't know, 32 or 31, whatever. So let me just eat that other player and get his power and his like energy, whatever, and then I can get stronger and return to that other player.
I just found Triceratops. Fuck off.
Oh yeah, they have pretty nice lineup of units there. Anyway, this is really important to do, because this gives you that strategic choice of like, am I gonna find this guy or I'm not gonna find this guy? And he knows it even without seeing him. It's off screen, so you see it on the edge of the screen. Whereas in Squadbusters, you don't know, especially when people merge units.
Yeah, and also the number of number of the head of the hero or the seeker in this game. You know, it can be tricky, because if you have loads of these like low-end units, it doesn't mean that much, because if you then attack with the shark bear or whatever,
like,
it's just it's not
the rock paper scissors mechanic, the usual one. You can counter other units that are pretty much like countering the other units or whatever. Like, this unit is good against the swarm of units. This again is like single unit, whatever. But at least you have like a good hang on, like if this guy is kind of strong or not, because
true,
there's the number, and then you see that what he has summoned. The other thing is that you have those cards mechanics. Like as I said, it's very, very similar to Clash Royale. It's pretty much the signature thing that Supercell come up with. So you have this kind of energy that you spend on cards that you can switch during the game, and then you summon them based on your choice, and they fight for you. So it's some kind of a, let's say, yeah, as I said, like the genre is Clash Royale mixed with Battle Royale. I would say that's the closest one as for the genre, because it's very, very similar. You even have the spells here on a separate dedicated slot, so you can have 3 units or 4 units, I think. Yeah, 4 units in your
3
inventory.
units. 3
3
units.
units only. Okay,
one
sorry.
spell, and then you have the hero spell or the hero ability, basically.
Yeah. So 3 units, hero ability, and a spell, and both the units and the spell are found in chests during the gameplay. So they are similar to something like, let's say, gear you found out in PUBG or any other battle royale game when you spawn on the map. So you try to salvage whatever you can find during the first parts of you arriving at the game. So I didn't really get the mechanic of like cards being bronze, silver, and gold, which like have different, let's say, levels of units, but then you still level the units in the menus, like I mean like in progression. So it's kind of confusing a little bit, but yeah, you can find like various qualities of these units, but they are still affected by the level you level them up in the in your deck progression. So that's an interesting. The biggest problem I have with this is that it gets very, very messy during battles, because
I love that, man. I love that. It's amazing.
I hate that, man. Like this is the worst part,
because you don't know how to play games.
No, you don't know how to play it. Just listen to me. The thing is that you engage with someone, and let's say we are the last 2 players on the battlefield. So we have both kind of powerful armies, like the one that we see here. So what happens that if we slowly eating through our units, they spawn the Taika bubbles, the energy, and you're pretty much what you need to do with your hero. You need to walk over them to summon other units. But what happens if this encounter happens on an open chest or an open whatever card something? You misclick. And you click on the card, and it asks you to replace it with some of the cards that you have, which blocks you from actually spawning units, casting spells, or doing anything else, which is super, super clunky. Like this for me is like one of the biggest problems here, that it can get very, very messy if you are fighting in some kind of like wrong position and you misclick, and it feels super frustrating.
Yeah, okay, that's true. It happened to me.
And my guess is that they will solve this, but they just didn't figure out the good idea how to switch cards when you find different cards on the map. Because you definitely want to have this ability to switch, like, let's say there's a shark bear. I want to have shark bears, they're awesome. I don't want to have this shitty whatever pistol fish. And you want to switch it.
True.
They have
I know, exactly.
Pistol fish there. Like for me, like to be honest, like the ultimate tactic is just go with octoshots and either shark bears or the tanks, the shelly ones.
Yeah, the shelly ones. Those are pretty.
Don't summon anything else. Just the octoshot in the back and the shark bears or whatever, like tanks in the front, and then you destroy everything. That's it.
Basically, you have these like rocketeers as well. It's kind of okay-ish too.
Like the other thing that they found interesting was just the stun ape. So there's like monkeys that can stun and has like bigger range, which is great. But other than that, like, yeah, I don't know if.
Man, you know what's really OP? The net spell. That's like.
That's the net to take people down.
Net, yeah.
Yes.
Net's the best spell actually.
That's that's perfect.
Definitely. Because this is other thing. You need to aim again during the battle, and there's a big delay between the spell being shot and you placing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's a pretty big delay, and again, it gets very, very clunky because you're trying to target with your finger over people that are you fighting currently.
And so I'm too bad you can't see it. This is there's like 2 players left, which is me and this like literally like guy with 16 versus me 120 of 24, which is going to die quite quickly. Okay, so now I'm first.
So for me, like this is currently the biggest problem of the game, like the control scheme and its interaction with the gameplay, especially during fights. There's definitely stuff that can be ironed out. Like, I mean, either automated or like put in somehow on a separate control scheme or like a different button setup. I don't know, but it can be definitely better. Like I know Supercell can do it.
Or you can just not have the fat finger.
Okay, get a pen. Get one of those click pens.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not the fat thing.
But like, why is this? Why would this not be the part of the design? I mean, it's kind of like
part of design?
It's a random factor. So if you misclick, it's frustrating. But then you need to focus more, and then like every game is different.
Have games
Supercell would never allow that. Like
no. Supercell don't want to have games with frustrating feelings, man. One thing is like randomness. The other thing is frustration. Those are very different two things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is that my guess is that somebody had a great idea of like, let's combine the Squadbusters game with Clash Royale kind of card drawing, whatever. And my guess is that somebody in the team just need to get out of the box of that scheme, that this is pretty much Clash Royale kind of base that we see there, and just think out of the box, like how to solve this problem, to not be kind of constrained by the Clash Royale thinking. Like we are having these cards that are being powered by Elixir and stuff like that. I know they can figure out. They will definitely figure it out. No problems asked.
Well, that's why this is just like early in soft launch.
Exactly, and they'll get tons of feedback on this. I'm pretty sure. But for me, like the PvP-ness actually of the game feels better than Squadbusters.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh man, 100%.
It's like the PvP in Squadbusters isn't really that exciting as here. Like
because you don't need to do it.
It's just because you're forced into it. Like
exactly.
It's a side thing. Here you need to survive. You need to be the first. Basically.
The other thing that's really interesting is that again they are using their new tactic, which I saw at Squadbusters, that you cannot select your deck.
Yeah,
this is very interesting because keep with me a little bit. Usually all the Supercell games that you had before, like starting from Clash Royale, then even Rush Wars and like Brawl Stars, you would select that one card from the gacha that you have, that they are pretty much upgrading, and the deck would determine not only your like current army but also kind of your spending depth. But both Squadbusters and Floodrush are working on this principle of you unlock more and more cards, but it means that you can then encounter them in gameplay. You're not choosing anything, meaning that it's forcing you to upgrade all of them. Because if you're not upgrading all of them, if you get one of those like not leveled ones, you're screwed. So that's a very, very nice mechanic, I would say, because again, you're forced to upgrade everything, which everybody wants within a gacha mechanic. But the other thing is that it can get very, very hazy, where you just cannot like learn one deck. You need to learn all of them, because there's nobody can guarantee you that you will get those cards during gameplay, like the starting cards or whatever. Like I just always run the Octoshot tactic, but sometimes I just don't get in as the first card and never get in the gameplay. That's it.
I always have the pistol fish, octo shot, and then some other like two weird different.
But how many cards have you unlocked?
1 sec. So I have
which is your level?
8 cards.
5. What's your level?
5.
5. Okay, mine's 6. So there's like 3 more cards there.
Yeah, I see. There's one more. Looks like a crap. And then there's the Triceratops.
Yeah. Guys, why do we think Supercell is doing these two games at the same time? They're quite similar.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That my theory is that only one game can survive. Like
so they're doing a battle royale PvP between the game teams at the same time as they're designing these games.
It's like, by the way, that's internal tactic of Tencent, which they are owned by. Just so you know. But for me, this seems like an inevitable thing that will happen, because the games are so similar that I can see only one being in like a portfolio of one company. Why would you have like those very two similar games on the market?
Those are similar, but I mean they're similar, but honestly like quite different anyway. I mean,
are they?
Yes. Well, you just said it. It's it's a PvP.
Would they take players PvP from each other, you think, if they both like global launch?
Oh yeah, okay,
right. I would think so. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So
well, but then of course, like the Squadbusters would take also players from Brawl Stars. Yeah. So it's like, come on. But isn't that like with every new game within the same category you develop, you are going to cannibalize your previous games?
Not if you're called Playrix.
Jesus Christ. Okay, but how can you say like how
Yeah,
can you
that's a
compare
different
match-free
genre.
games? It's totally different.
It works differently, yeah.
If you play it.
Yeah, but the thing is that it will take players from Brawl Stars, it will take players from like Clash Royale and like these other games. So yeah, it's gonna be a risky move anyway. But my guess is only one game can survive in the end. There won't be, or they probably don't want to like launch two of these. That's the same one.
So what stage of testing do you think Supercell has done on both of these games before kind of getting to this stage?
So this one's pretty early, I would say.
Yeah.
At least by Supercell standards. The Squad Busters definitely like after like I guess multitudes of iterations.
But this is already like second closed beta. This is the first time we see this.
Yeah, it's second closed beta, but keep in mind that like the world did know about the game from what, like January?
Yeah,
Squad Busters, I mean. So remember, Brawl Stars was in like soft launch for 1.5 years, where they nearly killed it and then did some very, very drastic changes to it. But my guess is that now Supercell just operates a little bit differently in a way that like they have much bigger company and they probably have multitudes of these prototypes. I think Ilka mentioned 5 in those articles in his usual like annual
yearly blog post.
Yeah, that they have 5. So don't know, but you never know. Like Supercell kills them so fast, they can afford it. So
Well,
we'll see.
But honestly, there are like few interesting things that I kind of found out during playing the game. So like on the adventure map, which is obviously not a saga map, it's
a reward track.
It's a reward track. Yeah, so it's basically like a battle pass, but different visual style, I would say. There are these different buildings, like islands, and there's this. You can explore these islands, which I didn't know.
It's just mechanic.
It's just mechanic, yeah. But it's like, come on, if you don't pay attention, like I didn't see like any types of tutorial about what I can find in the
you can miss
adventure.
Those.
That's probably because it's too early, right?
I was like, okay, so what is this? Like, this is a magnifying glass. Okay, well, what can I do here? And then I was like, oh, well, there are like multiple chests. Like, come on, give it to me. And you have these like exploring mechanics as well. So it's like you're going for exploration, and then it takes like 12 hours to actually get that chest.
Timer. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, of course, but
it's exactly the same as how is it called?
I have no idea what means.
Squad Busters, which is this kind of very, very streamlined scripted reward track. Keep in mind that you have some chests directly on the, let's say, the main track, not the side tracks, where you can literally select the card that you want to get cards from
2.
So it's not even like the usual gacha thing. It's like you can a little bit, let's say, it's semi-random. It's not that random. On top of it, you have sometimes the chests that can be like cooldown based, that you need to have like 4, 6, 12 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
And you need to progressively get to those. So you need to first start with 4 hour, 6 hour, 10, 12 hour one. And then you have chests only for gems.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting because there's no second track. There's no battle pass, no nothing.
Yet.
You just sometimes have chests directly purchasable only for hard currency gems. And there's no way to... My guess is that if I keep like getting those, eventually I run out of gems, and then where's the like resource deficiency hits and I need to pay money to get those. Otherwise I cannot get those. So I don't know, maybe they're trying some kind of new battle pass tactic here in a way that like it's not really a battle pass, it's some kind of a whatever. Yeah, it doesn't even look like a battle pass. It's more close to something like what was the seriously puzzle game? Best Fiends map with this kind of a parallax that you kind of look into the distance, and you can't even scroll through it. There's just like a very small segment that you can see back and forth, and that's it. And if you miss those things, you cannot even return back. So
well, you can return back. What are you talking about?
No, you can't. I can't return back to the segment that I was before, like to the beginning.
Oh, well, in here in Floodrush.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just scrolled back to the almost very beginning, and then found all these side chests there.
Because you had those there. I opened all those. Maybe that's why.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. Because I didn't see them. But then also like the level of, well, you have the ship, which is the level you're on the level 6. progress to level 6 as well. And the ship level also is tied to the level of seekers and your crew and your items meaning spells, basically.
This is again very similar to Clash Royale, where your level is tied to the HP of your towers and their strength. That's pretty much translates 1-to-1. The hero, by the way, only the speed hero seems relevant to me. The one that summons the monster and the one that does the wild wind or whatever whirlpool thing seems kind of underwhelming compared to the girl that just has like attack speed boost for whole your army. It's overpowered compared to those two.
It is. But I played a lot of the with the mighty hammer, whatever, and it's not bad. But right now I kind of by mistake selected the girl with the haste, and it's like, oh, okay, it's like this is way better.
The girl with the haste is just much better because sometimes you use it to destroy someone because you want to boost your army. Sometimes you use it to chase someone to just be like faster,
or just flee.
Or just flee, like multiple uses. Whereas the one with the hammer, which just does the like area, pool
damage.
And even to time it properly, like you select it and then like it's executed like 2 seconds after, and the army is gone.
It's gone, exactly. I know. What can you do? I mean, it's a part of the
but
the gameplay.
The progression mechanic, or let's say the energy mechanic that they have there, is very, very similar to Brawl Stars. So you have this kind of a refilling energy that you can get when you win battles, and eventually it runs out, meaning that you can still play as per usual Supercell standards because it's a PvP game. So you can still play, but you just don't get rewards, and you need to wait to get those rewards or refresh them with like hard
also
currency.
there's the chest that is tied to the number of kills you do.
That's the equivalent of their star chest that they have in Clash Royale. This is some kind of, let's say, consolidation price that eventually, even if you're not really that winning that much, you get still
you can progress. You can progress.
From just killing people or like getting player kills on the map. So
when you don't kill people, then you're basically fucked.
But it's it's easy, but because the good thing about Battle Royale, it's like if you get killed early, you just start another game. You really need to be in the game. That's why it works that good. Was there's daily weekly quests currently, nothing else to the progression that much, only 3 heroes. They have I think 15 units already in the game,
pretty much.
Pretty nice lineup. I think it's like okay for the beta. It's like 8 days.
Okay for the
days?
beta. I mean, it looks like it's beta for 10 days.
It's pretty good.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, you can't even unlock all of those. So
exactly. But they're there at least, so you know what you can expect.
And then there's this kind of mode icon that's I guess similar to Squad Busters, which just have the like Gem Rush main one, not the modes one where the like gameplay altering modes. They have just like the survival thing that runs as an event. So my guess is if this would go through, they would have like different modes and like you would do something with it.
Leverage the power of loyalty-driven UA with Mistplay. Users discover a collection of curated games to play based on their interests. The more they play, the more units they earn. The more they spend on in-app purchases, they also earn. Units can be redeemed for their preferred rewards, including a variety of gift cards. Tapping into our exclusive and growing community of engaged gamers at a global scale. Loyalty works for any game and genre.
For me, like again, similar to Squad Busters, I would love to see some kind of social feature, like party up with friends.
Wait for it. Just wait for it.
So, but again,
it'll come.
This is not really that point of the beta. But for me, as I said, controls, Squad Busters versus Floodrush are much better Squad Busters.
Man,
but
the camera that is changing the angle, I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah, it can be even a little bit dizzy for people, actually.
Very dizzy.
But there's no way around it, like the map and everything is structured like that. If you're going around in circles and you just can't see stuff from that angle. So I understand why they did that, but
I don't. I mean, I know you can't see the angle, but it's like I don't know.
What would you want to see? Like you want to see like a tree blocking your view? You don't want to see that, man.
Okay, true.
It's just by the design,
maybe a little bit smoother.
But they can iron that out. I don't think there's a problem. As I said, the biggest problem are Squad Busters, the PvP element is lacking, and controls are great. And here the controls are lacking, and the PvP element is great. I would say those are kind of two big like things that these games are competing against. For me, the progression is also better here, to be honest, a little bit, because you have that tried and tested kind of Clash Royale model a little bit more close to it, whereas in Squad Busters you have those like world tide heroes and then the like random heroes. Like, it's kind of very similar, but still like I kind of get like a better feeling from like the progression here. Don't know, it seems kind of more smooth to me, don't know why, but yeah, maybe
I
I'm
was
just kind of too much
really
used for a Clash Royale model.
Yeah, I was really disappointed from the start, as I always get with playing any game, honestly. But then I was playing the game a little bit longer, and this feels a little bit better than Squad Busters in terms of like gameplay.
Yeah, like it has its own mistakes, but
of course, yes, of course.
But keep in mind
without
that
a doubt,
Squad Busters is already kind of far ahead of it. In
yes,
terms
exactly.
Of
Yeah,
development,
this definitely feels like a very early prototype, and also like I was when I mentioned non-Supercell-ish type of graphics and everything, I first thought it's actually a disadvantage, but then I was thinking about how this can actually get pretty good CPIs, because this type of graphics, which is not really that polished, brings me back to any like, I mean, it's very far-fetched, like low poly things that hyper casual games had. That worked quite well. So I mean, also this angle and these like millions of like chaotic battles that happen on the map, that can work quite well in creatives even.
Yeah,
like Survivor IO style creatives.
Yeah, but that's the big question. Like, if Supercell's only relies on organic, would get any organic?
No, of course no. But then, yes, I mean, that needs to change when you don't use the Supercell IP. That's the thing, because it's, as you know, they used the UA already in this like open beta stage, which I think when you have the IP, you don't need that much.
Keep in mind that IP also has its disadvantages. It's not only like it draws some kind of people to it, but it also kind of repels some people out of it. So sometimes like more, let's say, general IP can have a bigger total addressable market.
True.
So,
yes, like, of course. That's
IP,
true.
So I don't think so. They're gonna like do that same thing all over again. Like,
well, it's, it has some limits for sure. So, but yeah, I think this looks good. Felix, what do you think?
I honestly like the artwork more on Floodrush. Like, I think it looks better than Squad Busters, but that's just subjective, right? Like, I really like it.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh, let's say.
Yeah,
it's very fresh.
Also, it's prettier.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, because I talked to a lot of people in the industry, and this like whole island / water team or whatever, it kind of works well in terms of the overall CPIs. Because I've heard from different gaming companies that when they tested this type of theme or visual style against different teams, for example, you have Travel Town, Merge Game, and some other games that use this visual style definitely like won against other styles in terms of the CPIs and marketability. So
isn't this like that what's like Pixar movie called Moana, or what is this? Yeah, that's
what it reminds me of. But does Supercell really care about CPIs?
Yeah, that's my question. Like,
they don't, right?
Do they even care about you?
At some point, you have to care. I mean, you can't just rely on.
I've been saying this about ads for their games for years.
They don't care about Felix.
Yeah, I love the rewarded ad placements in this game. There are none.
Yeah, there's not even shop.
There will be
just come on. There's not even shop.
Yeah.
But look, survival. Okay, so there's have you seen that there's the new event coming in 4 hours?
Which will be the same event.
Will be the same. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So are we going ratings?
Yes.
Should I start? Because I have ad monetization rating here.
Yeah.
0. 0 for effort. 0 for implementation.
Wait. Just think, because obviously like this is very early. So how can you even rate the ad monetization here. There is not even a shop, so why would they even add ad monetization in this stage?
There won't be any ad monetization.
There won't be any ad monetization. That's why I'm giving it zero.
There won't be.
Let's cut the crap and continue.
There's not going to be any ad. There's not going to be any ads in here. Like none.
But what if?
Usually you do soft launches
but
with
do you see the
ad
potential?
see how it works and see basically
Man,
how it fits in.
Move over it.
Fine.
Anyway, what's the rating?
0
Oh my god!
from ad monetization.
No. Game design wise, and then how potentially is the probability of launching this? Yeah, product wise and launching wise. That was the 2 ratings.
Yes, and player experience. So you have 0 player experience because you didn't play.
Because there are no ads.
Yeah, because there are no ads. Okay, fine. So let's just rate it from the player perspective, and you can rate it from the chance of being global launched actually.
Yeah.
No?
3.
Think.
3 for what?
What do you mean 3 for what?
Like your rating?
3.
3 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 out of 10.
Okay. Mine regarding design, I would say, or let's say player, I would say 7, because they can still they definitely can do better on the controls and the whole thing. They can do it. I know that they can do it. So 7 currently, but my guess is that the next beta we'll have definitely 8 or 9, and then launching it. I'm thinking maybe there's gonna be a surprise, and maybe they're gonna kill Squadbusters and just launch this.
So
9 out of 10.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Because
Maybe I was too hard on the Floodrush. Maybe I want to change my score, but yeah.
To
a 4. But honestly,
too late.
They haven't
man.
launched the game for very long, but yeah, let's see.
No, I'm just kind of going this completely contrarian view here that they're gonna kill Squadbusters and do this. But for me, it's just the earlier prototype has bigger potential than the much more polished game in Squadbusters.
That's what I wanted to say as well. So I said Squadbusters chance for global launch 7 out of 10. I think here is 8 out of 10 or 8.5 for sure, because this is early prototype and it already looks way better. No, not way
bigger
better.
Possibility for optimization.
Exactly. Yeah, the baseline is definitely better, I think.
Yeah.
So, and in terms of player experience, I think even now, I like it. I almost, wanted to quit the Squadbuster after 10 minutes, but then when I got into it, it was pretty good as well. And I was from the minute 1, I was this is actually kind of fun. It's good.
It has that battle royale feeling that
exactly. Yeah,
honestly, the fact that you get grouped in together with the water, it's really clever mechanic. It's really cool.
But that's not
the camera
battle royale
but
mechanic, nothing to it, to be honest.
Yeah. So I think player experience already 8 for sure, at least for me.
Yeah.
It's kind of
the controls are just they need to get better. So what was your rating? 8 and
8
7?
8 and 8.
8 and 8. Okay.
2 8s. And also look, so what happened to Brawl Stars? They completely changed the whole thing during the soft launch.
Yeah, they went portrait instead of landscape.
So why would they not do it here as well?
Yeah, they can do it. They definitely can do it if they see the potential, and they will see the potential because of the numbers, I guess. So yeah.
Also, there is, I guess, what we discussed before recording, the higher probability for gacha here with the chests.
Yeah.
So already the monetization potential might be better here.
Yeah, it fits the gameplay more, just in a way that how it is pretty much.
Yeah, but you never know. If there is a big movement at Supercell to go outside of or away from gacha, then even if there is a big potential, then you might not see anything.
Kind of my message is though, maybe try ads. Tier 3 geos at least. Come on, they can't afford your IAPs because you don't change them by geo. So ads for the people. Make it democratic. Make it.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, man. I would.
All right,
like
I'm gonna go hug a tree or something. I don't know.
I would like to say there is a bigger potential for ads here, but I have no idea.
I
just don't want to give you false
hopes.
False hopes. Yes.
Yeah, back to the river.
All right.
Okay. I think that was it. We're really looking forward what will happen with this in the next iteration, or if there will be even next iteration. Let's see. We'll keep a close eye on that.
Man, I hope so, man. Oof. Don't.
You never know.
Don't take this away from me. Come on, man.
Based on the current weeks, we're gonna see a next Supercell game next week. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works apparently. Now, but okay. So, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe. And then share the podcast with your industry friends, colleagues,
and cats.
Dogs and cats as well. Cats love it. Definitely more than the different podcasts.
Looking at you.
Looking at you.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
thank you very much.
See you guys.
Right.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Not
It's like one sentence.
Not even one sentence, just like Matej, Lančarič, Felix, Braberg, Jakub, Remia. That's it.
Not even what we do.
By the way, why don't we?
But dude, your intro, like the longest intro I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Talk about ramble on sentences. 8 paragraphs later. So did I write enough in my essay about myself? Yeah, you wrote too much. Dude, come up with an elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Jakub Remia, game designer. I've worked on X games. Boom.
Yes. There you go.
And then we launched it, and then we went dinner, and we had a great time having dinner. And they served steak and salad.
Exactly. Oh, and like when I was born fucking 40 years ago, I already had this in my mind.
When I was a wee child, I dreamed
game
about
designer.
designing games. And then one day I grew strong. And I learned swordmanship. And then I designed games.
Yeah.
Long story short, to my presentation about myself.
You man. Okay, let's do a reasonable idea.